Hi, beautiful baddies. Welcome to Auntie Amy's Trashy Tarot. Today we're doing a pick a card reading for July. This is going to be your general advice for July and monthly predictions. If this is your first time to my channel, hi, hello, how are you? Welcome to my house. It's wonderful to have you. I hope you will stick around. If you're a returning subscriber or a member, it's such a joy to have you here and connect with your energy once again. And I truly appreciate all you give to the channel. You're so generous and I deeply, deeply appreciate it. So thank you. So July. Well, let's be cautiously optimistic about July. I think everyone needs to stay really grounded, and I feel it's very important that you stay closely aligned with your practice, whatever it is, your religion, and really lean on your faith and do not lose hope, whatever you do. And I've said this before in different readings, and I'm going to share it here with you guys as a general message, okay, for July. I found in my own life that hope was more powerful than love for me. And I know for some people that's a big issue, okay. But in my personal life, love had been kind of a crazy bad thing. Okay, so it was hope that got me out of bed after being bedbound for 6 years with lupus. No one really helped me. I did it alone. Now, I had doctors and stuff, of course, that I went and saw, of course, and, you know, I had some medication that became illegal that I was allowed to take, and that was a big factor. But it really was the fact that I committed to being hopeful. I committed to the idea that an ounce, a drop of hope sometimes is all I needed. I was hopeful that my experience could help one person, and that was enough for me. And sometimes you have to be of this position. Hope doesn't have to be a big, giant pot boiling over of being super hopeful and super positive. Sometimes all you need is a glimmer, just a shimmer of hope. And I encourage you to cling to that in moments where it seems all hope is lost. Okay. There is something called the indomitable, there we go, the indomitable human spirit. Okay. It is a true thing. It is real. I have held the hand of this essence, and it changed my life. I'm sitting here today talking to you, sharing my gifts and abilities because of this. We all have access to it. And it's time that we begin to interact with this. We are all champions and heroes. Some of us just have never really tapped it. We've never really dug deep for that last grain of hope. And it feels like in July, many people will have a kind of moment of clarity where they will see themselves with this hopeful glimmer, this hopeful shimmer. And the shimmer will reflect the champion within you. This is not to build ego. This is not to necessarily pump you up, but make you aware that you have more tools and resources at your disposal than what you think you do. You're not as limited as what you think you are. Now, I'm not telling you as someone who hasn't experienced this. I'm telling you as someone who has been in the pit. I've been in the coffin and the grave, and I've crawled out on my hands and knees in the rain and the mud. I understand what this is like. There is a fight you have to do sometimes to get out of the mud pit. And that glimmer of hope, that light, is so bright that it can help shine your path out of that place. Whatever that place is for you, wherever you are right now. That hope is a reflection upon you and your indomitable human spirit. Here's the thing about this part of being human. You can't replicate this in a machine. It's part of your soul. It's part of what makes you human. And many people right now are beginning to more and more understand what it is to be human and why we should value our humanity in each other. So July offers awarenesses by action. These are more awarenesses. You may be told something that brings clarity, but it feels more like an action. Perhaps you do something, perhaps you observe something. But this feels very deep. It feels very true. And I feel like it brings out more of the authenticity in you. I feel like you get to see more of your power. Now understand, the times we live in are, well, you see, you see the world. I don't have to tell you. But know that your personal experience, what you're going through, is your unique universe. And your process, your hopefulness, your willingness to see yourself as a champion and move forward with hope will be reflected in the outer world. You see the chaos in the world right now. How much shadow work have you done in the last 5 years? How much chaos have you cleared out of your life? A lot of you have done massive amounts of chaos work. You've cleared a lot of shadow work, a lot of blocks. You've done a lot of shadow work. You've cleared a lot of blocks. What we're seeing in the world on a massive scale is a clearing. I will tell you this. They're throwing their scapegoats. Right? You know that, right? So don't get it twisted. Okay? It is what it is. Stay focused, okay? All right, so as you see before you, there are 3 piles of cards and 3 crystals. These are going to be your psychic linking objects. Your auntie's tongue is heavy, okay? The first group is Amethyst. The second group is going to be the Rainbow Moonstone crystal, and the third group is going to be the clear crystal quartz. Now, I have a little video where you can take a moment to kind of meditate and see which group you're drawn to. Now, if you're drawn to more than one group, there may be more than one message here for you, because often my readings can kind of blend into one another. So be open to that. And with that said, I'll see you beautiful, magical baddies on the other side. Bye, guys. Hey, Group 1, all of you that selected the Amethyst, this is going to be your reading all about your predictions and advice for July. So keep in mind this is a general reading, it's a general session, so just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. Your first card is Lyra, Music. Yeah, you see that? There you go. All right, the next card is Colorless Angel. The next card is The Restless Dead, Unresolved Past. We do have a Mercury retrograde coming up in July, so looks like that might come up for you with some past energy. Black Moon, Lilith, and Leo, allow your light to shine. Okay. Let's get this card. We have Zeus, Honors. Okay. We have Energy Balance. Whoops. Okay. We have Welcoming the Help of Others. We have Mentalizing Emotional Impressions. We have Leadership, Helper, and Parenthood. Okay, so definitely have some energy of Mercury retrograde here. So there may be someone who tries to come back. Okay, definitely have that energy of someone who may have thoughts of you on their mind in July and want to come back. Also, you may have been struggling with some depression, some anxiety here. And, you know, the state of the world is so crazy that I think a lot of people are. I think that's very valid. Okay. And I encourage you to seek balance in your life. Ooh, we had two cards that just threw themselves over there. I feel like in July, you're really being called to balance out your life. We can't spend all our time investing in the stress of the world. It's good to know what's going on, but we have to attend to our personal lives because they are important, and there's a lot of really important things going on as far as healing goes. I think for you, there may be a full circle moment coming as well. Let's see what these three cards say. Okay, we have the Hanged Man. We have the Hierophant in reverse. And we have the Six of Pentacles. So, I feel like there's a couple of things here with this helping energy. I think you have to be cautious of anyone who comes in from the past, especially if they're asking you for help. Anyone who asks you for help in July, be very cautious, okay? Because I don't think they all have your best interests at heart. I think you have been taken advantage of. That's what I feel here. And I feel for you, there's been healing in this area. I feel like you know that you've been taken advantage of. This isn't a surprise to you to hear me say this. I think you've helped a lot. This may be a sibling. It may even be a parent, family here. And the truth is, you have probably continued to do what you've done because you don't want to, You don't want to look like an uncaring person, right? But I don't think you realize how much you've helped. The Dark Knight swoops into people's lives and tries to rescue them from their problems and situations, but is struggling internally also. You are not in the position to help anyone in July. I'm just going to be honest with you, okay? Mentally, emotionally, you may think financially you are, but you're not, okay? And I'm not saying you're not because you don't have it. You're not because of what it would do to you emotionally, mentally. You're not in a good place to be giving money away. Okay? You're just not. It doesn't feel good. You shouldn't be giving money or resources away or doing things for people when you feel used. And that's what I feel here. And it's time for you to allow some help to come in for you. And you can't do that if you keep giving and people, let me move you, there you go. And people keep taking advantage of you and you keep feeling this used energy. You have to know that you're worth having people in your life who don't overly take from you. And I feel like you're in there. You're learning this. You know this. But in July, you may be revisiting this. There may be some issues around this that comes up. We have the Hangman here. And we have this Hierophant in reverse. And it really feels like there is just this moment of, did I do the right thing? I feel like I didn't do the right thing. This energy of, are they going to ever look at me the same? There is some ruminating, going back over it again. And I would like you to spare yourself that, okay? Because the things that you're doing in July are necessary. And if you're rethinking about something, there is some kind of awareness that you're coming to that you need to allow. It doesn't feel like it's, it feels like it may be painful when we really take it in. That what we thought was happy is not what it seems. We have the Four of Wands and the Ace of Wands. It feels like, with the Devil here in reverse. So it feels like you have seen the situation in July. You know it to be so. And you take it in. And you stop putting yourself in situations where you're over helping. You're doing too much. Okay. And you start healing some of your own baggage, your own ghosts from the past, instead of healing other people's. I feel like people come to you with their problems. Maybe you're a mother or a father or a counselor or just that person. And I feel like instead of being worried about everyone else, in July you start kind of seeing your own issues more clearly and understanding that you really don't have space to be helping all these people mentally or financially or emotionally. And you have got to make some space for yourself to heal. Because when you really reflect on your life, you're not as balanced or happy as what people might think. And the outside, how people see you image is not always true. And it's not that you're fake, it's that you're brave. And you're trying to put on a brave face for people. But inside, you're as scared as anyone else about things, about situations. You're a human being. There are moments of realness here. I feel like you're doing what Mercury retrograde is kind of meant to do. You're doing inner reflection. You're doing deep healing. And you're not allowing voices from the past to come forward and repeat the same cycle with you. There's a willingness here to be the villain, to be like, I'm not going to be that person anymore that's going to be the one you come to dump all your problems on, and then you're not there for me. We're not doing that anymore. You're meeting energy for energy. And I have to tell you, people don't like that. People don't like that. It makes them angry. Especially when you start taking all that energy and you put it into yourself. Because it feels like you have people in your life that perceive you as having more resources or more time or more energy than what you actually have. And it's because you make things look easy. You're going through the same stuff they're going through. You just do it with more grace, more style. You're just one of those people that make things look easy. Are you a nurse? Are you in the medical field? Are you a paramedic? There's something about you that just has almost an angelic frequency. And I find people with this higher frequency have a tendency to make things look easy, and you don't do it on purpose. But it's like you feel this kind of higher calling. And so you work in that space, and everything looks easy, and it's not. You're heartbroken. You know when you're being used, but you've done it anyway because you don't know how to not do it. And in July, it kind of stops. Perhaps you have stopped, and it's in July when the awareness comes forward to other people that you have stopped. Some of you have someone coming back from the past. It is a toxic thing, and they may test you to see if you're going to be as giving as you were before. Don't let them test you, okay? Just keep going, because there's a lot of good things coming. Okay, we have the Four of Wands, we have the Ace of Wands, we have the Six of Pentacles. So we have this energy of the universe, your gods, your ancestors, wanting to give to you, wanting to be present for you, wanting to give you new inspiration, and a magical moment being put on the stove, starting to cook, starting to get ready. That's how it feels. And it all begins with this Ace of Wands, this inspiration, this moment of awareness. And it's this ace here that lights your fire and allows you to shine. Whatever this is, be willing, be open to this creativity, this inspiration, okay? Because it's going to take you to this place of happiness, this magical moment here. People are going to want to help you, okay? They're going to want to help you. Okay, they're going to see your talent. Okay. Maybe you have an interview coming. I'm hearing interview. Shall we pull on that? If you guys have a job interview, perhaps, perhaps you're looking for a new job. Perhaps you're going for a raise. Tell me about this leadership, this moment. Okay, we're going to take those. We have the Chariot. We have the Two of Wands, and we have the King of Cups. So we have motion and career. We have the Two of Wands, which I find this to be an energy of consideration. And then we have the King of Cups, which this king has the authority to give you a cup, but there's consideration here. So I don't see the cup here. I see the consideration and the motion forward. The Chariot can be one of victory, but I'm concerned that we didn't receive a cup. I'm sorry if I keep shaking the camera. It's right at my head level, so it's right above my head. So if it's shaking, I keep hitting it with my hair. I'm so sorry. Okay. Can we get a clarifier on this? They're the King of Pentacles. Okay, here's the thing. We have two kings here. I feel like if you go for an interview, if you're in a job, whatever the situation is, I feel like if you don't get the promotion, if you don't get the position, I feel like there's something else coming forward for you. It's bigger. It's bolder. It has to do with your creativity. Okay. And it feels independent. And I'm going to tell you something. I feel like independent work is going to become more and more valuable. Being a leader in your own life is going to become more and more valuable. So I feel like, you may get overlooked for some of the things you want in July, but I feel like it's a setup for something much bigger. We have 2 out of the 4 kings here working on considering things coming together. We have the Two of Wands and the Ace of Wands, and we have the Chariot, inspiration. We have this creative moment where inspiration, the flame of inspiration and creativity meets the mental plane. It is a very etheric type energy. And we get motion. You get clarity on how to move. Creating this Four of Wands situation in the future along the path. Now, I will say, for some of you in a relationship, there may actually be a Four of Wands moment for you in July. It actually may be your birthday, or it may be something that someone is planning on your behalf. Someone may surprise you with something very sweet in July, like a little expression of love. Love, love, love. So July looks like a very, I dropped some cards. July looks like a very busy month for you. And it feels like there is a lot of growth here. I feel like your career is growing into like a bigger foundation. I'm sorry I'm saying like a lot. I don't know what's going on. We have 6th chakra, third eye. I see. There's going to be clarity. Clarity through action, either yours or someone else's. Okay. A knowing. There is success here. Third chakra, solar plexus. I do. I was going to say 11. It's yellow. So we have third chakra and solar plexus kind of coming together in July. Okay. The mental space, the place solar plexus. This is a place of confidence. It's a creative space. It's a space of really your shine. That's where your shine's going to come from. It almost feels like in July, your shine is being polished. It's being polished up so people can see your ability, your countenance, your smile, whatever it is that you're meant to shine in. Okay. I feel like we have ancestors here as well. Summer is filled with the flavor of nostalgia and fun. You need to balance your life. You have got to have some fun. You've got to have some fun. Okay. There is a lot of Mercury retrograde energy here. A lot of self-reflection, a lot of past baggage. Free yourself, balance your energy, be a little human and have a little fun. Okay. You deserve that. We all do. Enjoy your kids if you have small children or if you have grown children. Enjoy them. Okay. Enjoy your family this summer. You really need to. Those connections are so important. We have the lanterns are different, but the light is the same. Honor your light. Zeus is here. Honor your light. Angel number 666, you are about to start meeting people to connect and love deeply. And that really is the side effect of seeing the truth in people around you. It can be heartbreaking work. And Mercury retrogrades, this last one before this and the last couple last year have been pretty intense for people. Many people have found lots of room in their life for new people because people have left. It seems like we're getting to the point, Group 1, where we're able to start opening our life up a bit. And there is space for new people. And I encourage you to start thinking about allowing new people into your life. And how can you do that? What is a safe way for you to do that? Because community is very important. Building community with people you can trust. People who will love you and connect with you for who you are and not what you can give them. Because that really is real connection for you. You need to know that people love you for you and not just for your gifts and abilities. All right? Okay, Group 1, that's what I received for you. I hope this was a helpful and enjoyable reading. I really enjoyed doing this reading for you. I hope you enjoyed it too. If you did, please let me know down in the comments below. I would love to hear from you guys. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I love to have you as a member of my tribe. And if you'd like to see more readings like this one, give me a thumbs up. And I will see you beautiful, magical baddies on the other side. Bye, guys. Hey, Group 2, all of you that selected the Rainbow Moonstone. This is going to be your reading all about your monthly predictions and advice for July. So keep in mind, this is a general reading. It's a general session. So just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. All right. Okay, so let's get started. Your first card is Cancer, Distraction. All right. Okay, I don't want you to get too much glare. Okay, Cancer. You may be a Cancer, okay? All right. Or this has to do with a Cancer, or we're just talking about distraction. Okay, so let's get these cards here. We have Exaltation, Master Manifester. Let's see, we have Most Manifested Goddess, Diversity. Lots of manifestation energy, group 3. A little incense here on the table. I'm sorry, I'm having OCD. Just a second. I have a little thing on my table. I don't like it. Okay, get over it. All right. We have Addicted. Look at all. This reminds me of the Ten of Swords card. We have choosing experiences wisely. Manifestation. You got 3 cards about manifestation. Alchemizing confusion into clarity. Well, you know what? It's about time, ain't it? Isn't it? Ain't it? Isn't it? You know what I'm saying. Okay, we have partnership. We have transporter, and we have slow. Okay, so it feels like what we have, oops, sorry if I'm shaking the camera. Move you guys a little bit. You are like head level with me, and I'm hitting you like with my hair. So, okay, so we have a lot of energy around manifestation. It feels like in July something may be manifesting for you, okay? And it comes out of some kind of clarity that comes after a time of serious distraction. And I feel the Addicted card more like the Ten of Swords. So it feels like something that you are done with. You're just done with. You're just done in general. You're not going to do it. You're done feeling this way. You're done working this place. You're done being in this relationship. You're just done with a way of being or thinking. And you're choosing, you're being more selective on the way you are, who you're with, etc. Let's get some tarot on it. We have manifestation, manifesting. The most manifested goddess. Alchemizing confusion and clarity. I'm not taking reversals. We have Four of Cups. So here's the thing. There may be a lot of thoughts in July about loss, regret. It hasn't gone your way. Perhaps your job, perhaps a partnership, perhaps things have been incredibly slow. This slow card has been haunting my readings. It's been haunting my readings for a while. And I think it's because a lot of people have experienced very slow manifestations, slow at their job, slow at like relationships, just manifestations being bogged down a bit, okay? And you may find that you're more confused. You're in this period of just serious reflection, this Cancer energy, just thinking about how you woulda, coulda, shoulda done it better, how you woulda, coulda, shoulda made different choices. Regret. Tell me more about this. No reversals. We have the Devil. Here you are thinking that you haven't done enough. You haven't given enough. You haven't worked hard enough. You haven't been good enough in yourself. You haven't worked hard enough on yourself. You're not pretty enough, smart enough, or handsome enough. You don't stick out enough. People don't like you. They don't like your work. They don't like what you do. Oh, the person that you're in love with will never love you back. Oh, you'll never get married, or you'll never have this. There's a lot of distracting thoughts here to catch you off your game. because things have been slow. This hasn't been like a rocket shooting off, okay? And it's as if this web has been cast upon you, and you're locked in these thoughts. Maybe you've been here for a while, and perhaps you haven't really admitted this to anyone. Okay, we have the Nine of Wands. I think you've been trying to really persevere. I think you've been really trying to, be brave in the face of what feels like defeat. You don't want to be mediocre. You're not a mediocre person, and I feel like you're feeling mediocre. Stop it. You're not mediocre. There's nothing mediocre about you, okay? It's just been slow. And sometimes it is. It is slow, and there's reasons why. What are you going through right now? What are you finding out about yourself? We have the Magician. I'm going to tell you something about manifesting. You have to know it's going to work. You have to believe with every fiber of your being that you are fucking Merlin. Okay? You are Medea. You are the master manifester. Many of you are coming over this hump of the reality that the world doesn't reflect the world you want to live in, like the life you want to live. But you're choosing to be the master manifester and say things like, even though my world is like a dumpster fire, I still know that my manifestations are here. That is magical thinking. Okay? People call it delulu. Okay? It is a little bit delulu because you got to live in the trash fire, in the dumpster fire. That's where we live right now. But it's an illusion. And illusions can be manipulated by energy. You know that. I know that. We're all energy. That ultimately that's what we are. So I feel like this Nine of Wands energy, this again is a champion. This is a warrior. Yeah, they're banged up, bruised up. What do you think a champion's going to look like? You think they're going to look like someone who's never taken a blow? That's not how a champion's made. So during the slow time, there's been a lot of growth, a lot of self-reflection. You maybe have even, or about to, redefine what it is you want to manifest. Perhaps you thought you wanted one thing and now you want another. That is growth, my friend. It doesn't mean the other things aren't coming in a new form. It just means that we are wise enough to know that human beings change. And if you're not changing, you're stagnating. And if you're stagnating, that's bad. Flowers don't stagnate. Flowers bloom. If they stagnate, they never bloom. And that's bad. You are the magician. You have everything you need. And time is divine. It's divinely guided time. Okay, we have a whole bunch of cards that just flipped out. We have the Hierophant. We have the Five of Cups. We have the Page of Pentacles, no reversals, and we have the Four of Pentacles. Now, in July, it feels like there is this lingering energy of this Five of Cups. We have the lingering energy of like a Page of Cups situation and a Four of Pentacles. Like, I keep saying like, I apologize. I'm trying to get control of that. it feels as if there is a sense of powerlessness here, as if I'm given so much to this thing and it is not working. I'm working hard at it. I'm giving it my all and it's not popping off. And I don't know what to do. And the slow feels like, to a lot of you, it's like the universe saying no. The universe has not said no. Your guides, your gods, ancestors, they're not saying no. They're saying slow. Slow and steady. And for some of you, it's got you all messed up. The Five of Cups, what could I have done better? I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have majored in that. I shouldn't have taken that job. I shouldn't have bought that house. I shouldn't have married that person. I could have done this. There's a lot of blame. There's a lot of self-blame here. And that doesn't get you anywhere. Okay, so we're just going to throw that card away. That does not get you anywhere. Self-blame leads to shame and guilt and depression and apathy and the inability to move when you need to. It breeds confusion. The Four of Pentacles. The world right now is really reflecting back to us a lot of lack. Fear of lack. Fear of not having what you need when you need it. Here's the thing. Ancestors are pulling up saying, do you have faith, in your practice, in what you believe? Put it to the test. Do you have faith? Do you? Let's see. Do you believe that your practice can keep you sustained? Do you believe in miracles? These are important questions at times like these. Do you believe in yourself? Because we have a Page of Pentacles here. And this feels like a new beginning. But it's not a steamroll, okay? It's not a Ten of Pentacles. We're getting the show on the road. We've decided to commit. And it may feel like almost like you settle in for the long haul. You commit to this manifestation, whatever it's going to take, and you settle in. It's like a clarity of knowing this will take time, whatever it is, okay? It's going to take time. And, once you settle in and allow the confusion you've had to come into a sense of clarity, and choose how you want to live. Do you want to work yourself to death if this is a career? Do you want to be desperate to meet the love of your life if you're single? Do you want to continue to be in relationships with people that are not fulfilling? Choose how you want to live your everyday life. Because this manifestation is the long haul, okay? If we can get into that headspace and begin to live our life, what happens? This happens. Your manifestation picks up speed. And you find things begin to manifest. They begin boom, 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 boom. And you just have a rapid effect of diverse manifestations. And it could be things like signs and messages to you that are meaningful. People showing up for you that haven't. Jobs that you may never have been offered coming to you. People seeing you who never would have before. A chance encounter that leads you to your lifelong partner. Things like that. It's when you settle into your life and you're no longer begging for what you're manifesting. You're no longer trying to make it happen. You're living your life. You're getting in flow. You're enjoying. I know enjoyment of life is so hard right now, but you're enjoying your life and you're allowing. You're allowing. You're receiving. You're in reception. Being in reception can be very difficult for a lot of people. We have the King of Pentacles, successful businessman, successful business person. Okay. This is the energy that I feel around you, coming towards you in July. This energy of success. It feels like it wants to find a home where you are, around you. It is the manifestation energy. There is clarity coming to you, and I feel it as you will know how to move, the decisions to make in your business, in your career. It feels like being stable, finding stability, and no longer living in a place where we're still dealing with regret. Okay, regret, woulda, coulda, shoulda. Instead, we're in a place almost of forgiving ourselves for being in that energy for so long. And we're moving forward, cautiously optimistic, aware of the reality, but also thinking, I can do this. I got this. It's going to be okay. July is a month of revealing. And it feels like there'll be a revealing within yourself. We have the 10 of Wands here. There's an accomplishment coming. And it can be that you decide that you're no longer going to stay in the same mindset. You're no longer going to see things the way you currently are. You're going to move on. You're going to pick up your sticks, your burdens. They're still going to be there. But you've decided that you're going to move on from that. And you're going to welcome new energy. And it may be something that you have to commit to. And you have to seek out this new energy on a regular basis. Because it can be hard to find. Here's the thing about the slow card. This whole time that you have been in the slow energy, you've been building. It's not like you haven't been building. You have been in discovery. You have been building, and it's going to grow. There's going to be growth. There's going to be accomplishment here. There's going to be success. For some of you, there's some kind of manifestation that will come in July. That will be like a lightning bolt moment of clarity that yes, your manifestations are coming. Some kind of sign of something that's been slow, a moment of accomplishment, bringing in the awareness that yes, your manifestations are coming. Perhaps one of them will pop off. Tell me about this. Tell me about this manifestation. Tell me about this manifestation. Tell me about this accomplishment. We have the 8 of Cups. And we have the 10 of Pentacles. You guys, this is so good. You're going to be moving to a place of stability and building your foundation for the future. This is big. This could be your business. You're manifesting this. It's not perfect, okay? But you're willing to move on in July. You're willing to move towards this. Pick up your burdens. I do think for some of you, this tells me there may be some money coming towards you in July, okay? And I got to tell you, with the Ten of Pentacles, it feels substantial. This will not be for all of you, okay? But if this is you, it's going to be that. What this means is that this is something you've been actively pursuing, probably extremely hard. You've put a lot of effort into this. You've been manifesting it too, with spell work, prayer, chanting, however, in your paradigm, okay? And it's been slow. You have progressed a little bit at a time, but not like you would wish, okay? It could be that you have a job where you get overlooked. It could be your business. It could be at college. And whatever this is, it feels like there's a major accomplishment, or an accomplishment that someone sees that's important, that leads you to money. Okay. Now, if you're in school, it could be a grant. It could be it doesn't feel like a loan. Okay. It feels like money, perhaps a job, perhaps a raise. Some of you guys may see more people flow towards you. It could be your business takes off. It could be you have a new idea for your business, a new insight, a new product. Perhaps you've always wanted to create a business and you put it off, and now's the time to start getting active with it. I feel this energy of building huge foundations, like foundation builder. Some of you are building connections that will build your family connections, like family generational wealth, business connections. Although this is happy, the Eight of Cups isn't super enthusiastic. So it feels like it's not as happy as it should be for you. So it does feel like there's some parts of this missing. So it's not perfect, okay? It's not going to be a perfect thing. It may not be as much money as what you'd like. It may not be the location you like. It may not come in the way you want it to, okay? But it is good when it comes, all right? This may happen in July. You may be going through the process for this to happen down the road, okay? It depends on where you are. But it's very important that you understand that nothing is wrong. You're where you should be. And you have trusted enough to get to where you are today. Continue to trust. Don't give up, okay? Because there are good things coming. And stability, there's a lot of people who would love to have stability. So if you can bring stability in, you're halfway there. All right, that's what I got for you, Group 2. I hope this was a helpful and insightful reading. I really enjoyed doing this one for you. I hope you enjoyed it too. If you did, please let me know down in the comments below. I would love to hear from you guys. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I'd love to have you as a member of my tribe. And if you'd like to see more readings like this one, give me a thumbs up. And I will see you beautiful, magical baddies on the other side. Bye, guys. Hey, Group 3, all of you that selected the clear crystal quartz. This is going to be your reading all about your messages and advice and predictions for July. All right, so keep in mind this is a general reading. It's a general session. So just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. All right, so the first card is Eagle Creation. All right. And we have Black Moon Lilith and Aquarius. Honor your individuality. You may be an Aquarius. We have Holy Daemon, Middle Realm, Healing, Masquerade, experiencing the reality of change, examining self-identity, affirmations, loss. A major phase in your life is ending. Embrace newness. Silence, moving in silence while you continue to build. And writer. Words are magic. Use them to manifest more abundance. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. Well, there's a cycle ending for you in July, and it's around loss. You may have experienced, I feel like you've experienced a ton of loss in your life. And a ton of karma, a karmic cycle has ended here. It may leave you a bit shell-shocked, a little discombobulated about who you really are. You may not even feel like you know yourself anymore. You've been through so much stuff with this healing. And I feel like you're creating who you are. You're creating your identity. Like you're finding out what you're really like. You're redefining yourself. Part of this is happening in July. And I feel like you're examining who you've been and how you haven't been there for yourself. How you haven't shown up for yourself in relationships, in accepting less than what you deserve. How you've allowed yourself to take losses so others could gain. How you've shrunk yourself. You've made yourself look dumb or less talented or less able for safety. It's tough. It's tough to see these things, how we masquerade to please, to make things peaceful and okay, to keep a job or a house or a partner or a kid or whatever. How we fail ourselves. We fail ourselves all the time. Part of being authentic is we have to show up for ourselves. And when we do, there is often major pushback. It's sad, but it also is evidence of how you haven't been there for yourself. It's evidence of how people in your life don't really know you. And honestly, in some ways, it may not be their fault they don't know you. You may have put on a identity to protect yourself. So you never really let people know who you are or who you've been for safety reasons because you didn't trust anybody. And you may be hard to know because of that. The thing is that there's healing here. There's healing here. There's healing by you aligning more with your authenticity. And this is where the hard part is. This isn't necessarily about how you look, how you express yourself in the world. This is the hard stuff where you have to speak up for yourself. You have to show up for yourself. You have to say the hard things to people you love and don't want to lose. You have to show up at work and say no. You have to tell people who want you to do things no. In situations where you always said yes, you're going to have to say no. They may even ask you why. You always say yes. Well, bitch, it's a no. You asked me too many times to do too many things, and it's a no. You violated my boundaries. Perhaps you have violated other people's boundaries, and you're learning about that. This is growth. This is real. Identity is something that you can create by finding out what you really like. Maybe you don't know. I think people assume that everyone knows what they like, what they prefer. I think there are people who assume that everyone enjoys life. No, they don't. Not everyone enjoys life. Not everyone knows what they like. Not everyone has a good feel of who they are because of everything they've been through. Because they've had to be a chameleon to make it through their life. So in July, it feels like there's a lot of getting to know yourself. Part of this is, again, speaking up for yourself, but also figuring out what you do like and not judging yourself. Say you're interested in something that part of you finds cringy. You're going to have to stop being so mean about it to yourself. And you're going to have to let yourself enjoy that thing. Maybe, okay, I'm just pulling this out of the blue. It's just an example. Let's say you want to build Legos. Okay, and it can be a very stress-free kind of activity that's really good for your brain and it helps your nervous system. But part of you finds it cringy. It's like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that person. Maybe I'm too cool for that or whatever. Okay, that part of yourself that's judging this inner child part of you, okay, that's that mean element. Okay, that's the part of you that you need to figure out why it's judging you. Okay, and you need to silence it and allow this part of you that wants to enjoy this harmless thing, allow it to enjoy it. If it's coloring, if it's baking a cake, whatever it is, okay, you have to allow yourself to enjoy things without judging yourself. This is like a high call, okay? It's very difficult, especially if you don't know who you are and you are always judged so harshly. You know, if you had a highly critical parent who teased you relentlessly about things you were interested in, it can be very hard to develop fully as a person. This is part of developing. So you have to be kind to yourself in July. And if you want to go swimming at the pool and go down the slide, and they allow you as an adult, go do it. Okay? Be safe. Go blow some bubbles. Enjoy your life. It's the one thing they don't want you to do. So it really is an act of rebellion to enjoy your life. Rage on, be happy, enjoy your life. But enjoy it as you. You know that saying, I'd rather be hated for what I really am than loved for who I'm not. It's very true. Being authentically who you are is difficult. I know some people find it easy and they get rewarded for it. But I submit to you that may appear to be so, but I feel like a lot of those people aren't really being who they really are. They just appear to be. I'll leave it at that. So some of you are very, very gifted. Are you a writer? Are you a creator? Are you an artist? Are you a musician? Are you a healer? What is behind this mask that is so precious that the spirits, the guides, ancestors, God forms, goddesses, angels, daemons have fought so hard to kind of keep you behind this mask until you were ready to come into the space where you could really create, where you could communicate your vision. Legacy. Legacy is what I hear. Legacy is born from highly creative people. Now, the reason why you have been finding your voice and speaking up for yourself and becoming more and more authentic is because people try to steal this stuff, this kind of creativity. People try to take it and use it for their own wealth. And so there's reasons to protect this. There's reasons to not put it all out there until you're ready. Some of y'all need to meditate, work on affirmations. Some of you who are witches, you need to write incantations and say them out loud. You know, so many people are working candle spells and working those petitions, and we don't ever talk about like incantations, like speaking, chanting, the power of the word, the power of the vibration, the power of the frequency. I feel like for you, that will be a powerful form of manifestation. You pull some tarot here. Tell me about this. Tell me about July for my group 3. I feel like for some of you, you may be shifting your look or thinking more about your image, about how you appear outwardly, and it's not a vain thing. It's more of a soul thing. It's as if you do the soul work. You ask these questions. You allow yourself to have the fun of exploring who you are more authentically. And a glow up happens. From the soul up happens. And you become more and more attractive. You become more and more beautiful and handsome. And your creativity, your creations become more and more inspired. You're becoming more healed, more whole. Okay. Get some energy here. Tell me about it. Okay. We have the 4 of Pentacles. I hear it, but it don't count if it don't make no money. 2 of Cups. The High Priestess. We have the Empress. And not taking reversals. The 9 of Pentacles. What'd you say about it don't count if you're not making any money? You guys, we have the Empress here. The Empress is rich. I've never known an Empress that wasn't wealthy. Okay. So I feel like it's important for you to know that wealth resources are going to come to you. But you gotta do this thing. Okay. You gotta do this creative thing. And I feel this from people who watch my videos. You guys are so creative. And the world needs this. We need to grow new creativity. I don't know if you've noticed, but okay, let's talk about it. Like in the entertainment area, the repetition just in movies alone, the stories being recycled over and over. Do you notice? Some music sounds the same. We need highly creative people. And that's just entertainment. We're not even talking about, we need creative people in architecture, in medicine, in computers, and AI. We need people with souls in AI, computers or robots. Humanity needs to be around that for sure. Your solution to this money and not having enough is your creativity, okay? Your soul, your spirit, your spark. I see someone drawing on paper. I see like an artist or a graphic designer or someone who does collage work, like collage art. You know, do you know what I'm talking about? I knew a collage artist. Um, there's all kinds of different art forms, by the way. People, the average person, I don't think they realize how many different forms of art there actually is. There's all kinds of art. Okay, so don't limit yourself. I feel like some of you guys, this money isn't like from necessarily an art form, but you doing the art form allows the creativity to flow so that you can make the thing that's going to bring you money. It's like you connect. I'm sorry, I'm saying like a lot. I'm really trying to stop that. It's as if you doing the art wires your brain to be more creative and allows the flow of this thing, business, more art. You want to be a teacher. You want to go to college. You want to teach your kids how to knit. Whatever it is, start a business, bake cookies. You know, it doesn't matter what it is. Okay. What we have to understand as people is creativity is one of the most important things to nurture in ourselves and our children. It leads to curiosity. It helps wire our brains to learn and to grow. And it really is a beautiful thing. It helps us align with feminine, divine feminine energy. And when you're creative, you can see solutions where other people can't. And when you have a well-developed creative source within, a lot of more what people see as more logical kind of situations can become more inspired by the balancing of those energies. Now, with this Four of Pentacles here, I'm just going to tell y'all, some of you are holding on to energy, and you're going to have to release it, baby doll. You're going to have to release it. You cannot hold on to this energy forever and expect to grow. It is the reason why things are not flowing. You have to, there is a wisdom to the flow. And it's not going to flow if you don't let go. It doesn't mean you don't have some energy for yourself, but you understand that yes, we have energy for ourselves, but we also know when to give and when to not. It's understanding flow. So if you're holding on, let's talk about money. Okay, we'll talk about money. Say you are saving every dime and you are afraid to spend any money on anything, so you eat peanut butter and jelly every day, all meals every day. It's cheap. You don't have to think about nutrition. You take a vitamin every day and you think you're covered. And you save up all this money. And then one day you start feeling really bad and you go to the doctor and the doctor says, "Oh, you have gout." Well, you say, "Well, you know what? I was taking a vitamin." Well, that vitamin doesn't have vitamin C in it or whatever. So you end up with gout because you were too cheap to buy some fruit and vegetables that your body needs. You relied on a vitamin to give you everything you needed. It is not a perfect argument, but you get what I'm saying. Okay. You have to take care of yourself. You have to give to yourself. And you have to know when to save, when to spend, and when not to. Now, if you're having trouble with this and you're into magic or prayer or whatever, you can ask different God forms, whatever's in your paradigm, to help you with this. Teach me about the flow of money or creativity. Teach me about it. Help me learn so I can master this. Help me grow so I can see friend. I can see foe. I can know how the flow goes. I feel like in July, your relationship with spirit will grow closer. You may be surprised for many of you, especially if you are a witch. You may wake up one morning and discover that your witchy powers, even if you're not a witch, okay, it just depends on your label, okay, you could have different labels, okay, I'm not a label person, but you may wake up one morning and find that your abilities, your psychic abilities, your intuition, your ability to chant and manifest, your ability to cast magic, whatever this is, has grown a lot. A lot, a lot. You may wake up and be able to see the veil or feel it, and you've never been able to do that before. You may wake up from a dream and it feel extremely real, lifelike. You may be called or feel called to do some forms of meditation to expand your consciousness. There's a lot of room here with the High Priestess and all these cards. It just feels like there is intense awareness of your authentic self. I also feel like there is intense growth here and interactions with the higher self in a way that brings clarity, self-empowerment, and healing. I feel like by the end of July, there is this knowing that happens to you. And you understand the power of your throat chakra, of your voice. You understand the power of your magic or your prayer. And you understand that you are indeed gifted. And no one can take that from you. And I feel like it's almost like a quiet knowing that settles over you. It's a maturity. It's maturing into knowing that you are indeed this empress. This maturing of the feminine, the divine feminine within. Everyone has it, masculine and feminine energies. It's knowing how to utilize the feminine in the best and the highest way. You may be drawn to a new goddess or god form. You may have a new guide show up, or you may have a deepening of an already intense relationship you have with a god, a guide, a goddess, a god form, what have you. Now, I say this with caution. Okay, caution, caution. Some of you may have some kind of experience with a multidimensional, okay, Use your own discernment. Always test a spirit or a multidimensional. Okay? And write it down. Write it down. Some of you guys need to get a notebook. Y'all need to start writing down your psychic impressions, what you're being told, and things like that. If you've never done that, start keeping like a psychic book where you keep all your psychic impressions, or you keep all the like angel numbers and little signs that only you get. Okay, because I feel like they're very personal signs that maybe other people wouldn't get, but they're only for you. If you dream dreams and then you wake up and it's on the news, write that down. Validate every impression you get. It will build your psychic abilities. Okay, every single person who is human and on this planet is psychic. Okay, we all have the abilities. They're just dormant. Okay? All right, group 3, that's what I received for you. I hope this was a helpful and insightful reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I surely enjoyed reading for you. If you did, please let me know down in the comments below. I would love to hear from you guys. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I would love to have you as a member of my tribe. And if you'd like to see more readings like this one, give me a thumbs up. And I will see you beautiful, magical baddies on the other side. Bye, guys.